We're spending the next 4 nights camping in our Airstream at 2 different state parks near Steamboat Springs, Colorado. We just got checked into our campsite at the first state park, which is Steamboat Lake State Park, and we'll be spending the next 2 nights here. We just got all set up at camp and we have an absolutely amazing view. Back there, we have a beautiful mountain view, and then on the other side, the back side of our campsite, we have a view of the lake. It is absolutely gorgeous. We're super excited to be here and get to check out not only 1, but 2 state parks. So when we first got here, I gave the trailer a good cleaning because it was feeling a little bit dusty because we haven't been in the trailer for probably a few weeks at this point. Feeling very nice and cozy in here now. And this morning, before we left, Paul picked me up flowers and brought them home. And I said, well, we need to bring them with us because by the time we get back to our Airbnb, they would probably be not looking this nice. Paul put plastic wrap around them on our drive over here so that the water didn't spill out. And now we have these beautiful flowers for the next 4 days camping. You wanna go for a walk? Come on. Are you stuck? So I'm pretty sure the campground has a trail that goes right down to the lake. Wow, how beautiful is this? The trail took us right down to the lake, and you can see the peak that you can see from our campsite back behind me. I am 99% sure that's Hahn's Peak. There are a lot of bugs. I think they're mosquitoes down here though. So we're gonna walk back up to camp. I'm sure we're going to be spending a lot of time on this trail and down by the lake over the next couple of days. A huge bonus to camping in a state park is that you typically have access to places like this in trails right outside of your campsite. You typically don't have full hookups in a place like this. Like right now we only have electricity, which honestly is a huge bonus, but you get direct access to places like this in exchange. Look at that view of the peak out there and the lake. How could it get more beautiful than that? And it's right outside of our campground. And just like that, back at camp, home sweet home. We only remembered to bring 1 dog towel, which might be a problem visiting 2 lakes. Come on, who's first? Oh, hello, Jack. Hi. Do you both want to be dried off at the same time? Are you telling me it's dinner time? Are those what those serious looks are about? Are you hungry? Should I get your dinner? Okay. So tonight we're gonna do a pretty simple camp dinner. We're going to do some barbecue chicken wraps. So we have chicken, tortillas, some arugula, barbecue sauce, pickled onions, and some cheese. Okay, now we'll see how this goes.
What was that? We need toothpicks. Maybe I'll go get a stick outside.
No, please
Here.
don't. How am I gonna turn it over and do the other side if there's a stick in it?
We're gonna put the lid on.
You need this side to get crispy.
We're camping.
Okay.
Wow, perfect.
Not so bad. Wow, nice job. I decided to have a little salad instead of doing a second wrap. Definitely can't complain about the view. Always have to end your dinner with some chocolate. So I brought the ingredients to make some old-fashioned cocktails tonight, but I had to make the ice when we first got to camp because we didn't have our fridge on before that. And I have maybe 2 ice cubes. The rest are completely water or mostly water. I did put these in the freezer, so they're slightly chilled. And I even brought our scale so I can properly measure the ingredients. I'm realizing, because we're on this picnic table that isn't totally solid, I don't think it's measuring the ingredients correctly. Maybe I should take this inside. I just realized I called this an old-fashioned. This is not an old-fashioned. This is a Manhattan. After dinner, we took another walk down to the water, and the sunset was absolutely incredible. Having access to this beautiful lake literally steps away from our campsite was truly amazing. Well, it's an absolutely beautiful morning, so we brought some coffee down to the lake, brought our camp chairs down. What better way is there to start the day? That was a relaxing way to start the morning. So beautiful. The lake is so calm. Finished all my coffee. Dogs got to go for a swim. We're gonna head back up to camp, maybe make some breakfast, and then probably figure out our plans for the day. So Paul's back at the trailer getting some work done. I figured while he does that, I would get the dogs out for a little bit of hiking. The peak that you can see from our campsite is indeed called Hahn's Peak, and there is the Hahn's Peak Trail, which takes you to the mountain peak. We're coming out to that trail. We're not gonna go all the way to the top. It's not too long. It's under 4 miles, but I think about 1,400 feet of climbing. I just don't think we're gonna do that right now, but I figured we'd drive out here and maybe we'll have some good views just at the beginning of the trail. We're driving down a dirt road right now, bumpy dirt road to get to the trailhead. Another reason I love having the Jeep. You just don't even need to think twice on a bumpy dirt road with the Jeep. It just makes me feel very confident. So we're just pulling up to the trailhead now. Looks like there's about 5 other cars here. We might actually be able to drive a bit further, it looks like. I'm looking at my map, so maybe we'll try to drive a little bit further up the road and see if we can get closer to the main trailhead. Well, that road did get a little steeper and bumpier, so I am thinking people probably parked down at that other trailhead so they didn't have to drive up here. We came to another trailhead. There's a handful of cars here, so I know I'm in the right spot. Looking at the map, it looks like you could potentially drive it on a marked road a bit further on the trail, but I'm not sure I feel like risking it. Don't know what the conditions will be like past this trailhead, so we're just gonna park here, get out, do some exploring. Got my inReach with me because we do not have reliable cell service up here. So there is Hahn's Peak right behind the trailhead. So as I expected, you can drive up the trail a bit more. We're walking on what is a road right now. It is super rocky, so not be comfortable to drive up. So I'm glad we didn't decide to do that. So now it's back to your typical forest road. It is absolutely beautiful with these super tall aspens, tall pine trees. Good boys, did you find some snow? So the trail turned into this single track trail, turned off of that road. Pretty steep, pretty rocky. I know I look a little funny with my hat backwards, but when you're hiking uphill, I feel like I can't see very much when you're going up a steep climb and your hat's in the way. Certainly cannot complain about the views. It's that time of year where I'm hiking through snow in my sandals. Wow. So we've gone 1.25 miles, climbed over 800 feet, but you can see we still would have a good bit of climbing to get to the top. There's Hahn's Peak right there. And this seems like the perfect place to turn around. Look at that view. You can see Steamboat Lake back there where we're camping, all of the mountains in the distance. It is so beautiful. This was definitely still worth it. Well, ready to go back down? Okay, come on. That's up, Jackson. I know, if it were up to you, we'd go all the way to the top, huh? We're going this way, buddy. This way. Good boy. Good boy, Doug. Made it back to the road. Oh, just got a little startled. Heard a noise behind me, but it was just a tree cracking. Back down the bumpy trail we go. So the dogs and I are back at the trailer. Paul finished up his work and we're gonna head out for a bike ride. We want to check out more of the trail around the lake because we've only walked a short portion of it. However, it just started sprinkling. So I'm really hoping the rain holds off, just passes over, because that would not be a very fun bike ride. Well, 5 seconds later, the sun is out. So, oh, and now it's sprinkling again. That's Colorado for you.
How you doing?
Good. So beautiful. We've been spoiled with bike rides recently.
Yes, we have.
Well, this is unbelievably beautiful. We have Hahn's Peak back there, the lake, flowers everywhere you look, and it's a bit windy, but honestly, feels pretty good.
I feel like Doug. What happened?
There was a rock sticking out on the trail. My front tire hit it, and it totally tossed me off my bike.
Did you fall on the ground?
Oh yeah.
Oh jeez.
Uh-huh. And then I got back on my bike and I was like, something feels off. My handlebars were completely flipped around the other way and I was riding for a couple seconds. We're back at camp. We ended up doing 11.11 miles, 11:11. Hope that means we have some good luck coming. Absolutely beautiful. We keep getting so lucky with these gorgeous bike rides, and that was definitely one of the top ones. So pretty. So tonight for dinner, we're having one of our favorite dinners, which is just a very simple salad. We usually use kale and arugula. Tonight, I think we're just gonna use kale. Do have some arugula in the fridge, and then we do some mixed nuts, hemp seeds, cranberries, feta cheese, and then we're doing ground turkey. So good, so simple. Recently found this stemless kale. Pretty life-changing, if you ask me. Sometimes I like to make a vinaigrette, which is so good, but I didn't bring all those ingredients, so we're just gonna do olive oil and some lemon. This lemon, so big.
Wow. Holy smokes. Thanks.
Holy smokes. Well, we finished our dinners, went and took showers, and now that we're fed and clean, it's time for a campfire. The very, very nice camp host here at this campground yesterday evening, when he came to stop by to just make sure we were checked in, all okay and everything, I said, do you know anywhere we can buy firewood? And he said, oh, somebody left an extra bundle. I'll leave it at my campsite. You can come and grab it. What do you know? 5 minutes later, he comes back on his golf cart, brings us the firewood. So we have one bundle of firewood. Probably not going to be a super long fire, but will be nice to sit by the fire at least for a little while. So as soon as we were ready to have our campfire last night, it started raining and it didn't let up for a while, unfortunately. So no campfire was had last night, but Paul was nice enough to light the fire this morning. So sitting out here, enjoying some coffee on a beautifully sunny morning, our last morning here at camp. So we're all packed up and ready to hit the road. This is just part one of this camping trip though, because next we are heading only about 10 minutes away to our next campsite. It's to another state park that we might even like more than this one. We haven't been there before, but I'm suspecting we're gonna really, really love it. But this campsite was absolutely incredible with the lake view back there, and you saw the mountain views the other way. We had such a nice time here. So hopefully you enjoyed coming along these past couple of days. Stay tuned for part 2. If you're not already, we'd love if you subscribe to our channel and gave this video a thumbs up. Thanks as always for watching, and we'll see you on the next adventure.
What is this, Taco Bell?
Oh no, gosh, that's really tight. Ow. What the heck? Site is indeed Hahn's. Whoops. Having a little snack?
I am.
What do you have?
Chicken. I feel like I'm always eating in these videos.
I might be in the shot.